Well, on the bright side, we could always go castrate something.
The old hog cutting knife. Grab the pig by the back 2 legs while the next guy over here.
I'm ready, but I have no idea what we're doing. I need the Swede. Where's the Swede?
We're just out here getting it done.
Do you need to seek medical attention?
I think so. I might lose my temper.
That's a prostate.
You'll find out.
That didn't take much.
Chet Larson?
You never know what we're gonna get into, right, Dougal?
You're in the rhubarb!
I'm having fun. Morning, Dougal.
Yeah?
It's time to finish this dozer today. That's my goal. This needs to leave.
There isn't going to be enough hours in this day to finish that.
Well,
Yeah.
I just gotta drop the belly pan, tighten a couple of belts, clean the belly pan.
Yeah, there's half a day right there.
I don't know what to do with the cab. So the last time that I was up in the cab, I was ripping the mouse nests out.
Good grief. Is that a... Yeah, there's a whisker up there.
I am so scared. Oh God! So as you can see, that was a lot of fun. Okay, before we get into this, Dad's been working on, we need to rebuild this cylinder or get new seals for it. How that all comes apart, I don't know. I'm sure that you'll find out with us. But he's been looking for the cylinder or the mast number. So he finally just got sick of it and wrote a number on
I made
there.
up one.
Yeah.
That should be fine, right? So that is the number that is stamped under there. And
It's very hard to see. He had to get my youthful eyes to find it, which I
Yeah.
did find it, and then he drew on it with a pen. So that should be a fun project, not today, but sometime. Get that tore out of there.
And they do all the rebuilding down there themselves. I'll be going to Sauk Center sometime shortly. I might actually just stay there and sit around and wait for them to repair it. So a couple, 3 days, maybe. Unless it goes fast.
Are you gonna crawl under here and lift this off my body when it crushes me? I feel like I'm backwards of what I need to be. Really tight. Okay, upgraded gun. Rusted. Oh yeah. Okay. That's heavy. Very heavy.
You need help? Hey, it looks like you got it.
I've become squished between it and the earth. Oh, that was stupid. There's big hooks on the end that hold it up.
Huh.
And I just bear dogged the whole thing down on top of my bony
Yeah,
body.
I think I remember that now. Are they in the front or in the back?
The back.
You let me know if you need help.
Yeah, I can tell you're really worried about me. I've got the belly pan off. Now, there's a couple of different things here that I want to show you. First off, this thing's been leaking coolant the last few years. So I was kind of hoping to see something from down here because the radiator don't look like it's leaking. But something's leaking because as you can see, there's a big drip and it's running down. Looks like somewhere from the, I believe that's the water pump hose. So maybe I can get a different angle now that I know the area that it's leaking in. And then these belts are what I need to tighten. Maybe don't need to tighten them if we gotta take a water pump off though. So this is the belly pan I just took off of. Once we get about 40 pounds of mud off of it, it should be a little lighter, but this is always a good idea to take off because actually what we were told is that you can see where the oil pan has been sitting here from the motor. That can actually damage your oil pan once that gets hard and rubbing on there a lot can damage it. So
Cracks it.
it cracks it, Douglas says.
Cracks it out. It holds it. It acts like it's being held, and as the engine is doing
Gyrating.
its thing,
Gyrating.
it's being held, so then it cracks your oil pan. From what I've been told.
This looks like you've been.
Don't show nobody this.
He's still going at it.
I get,
Turn the light on so they can see.
it gets so involved as I've been putting stuff away. I said, okay, I'm gonna pick up one thing at a time and put it away properly. So now I'm into my metric disaster for metric bolts, and
Sorting.
this is just, I'm sorting, but
What we
do I
need-
want
what-
to tell them
what
that
we
this
really
is our
need is.
actual bolt selection for metrics?
That's what I was gonna say. Is what we need is actual decent. So we got a really not so bad selection for standard. That's been around since. Well, I was never allowed to touch it when I was a kid because I messed them all up. But
Oh yeah, don't stay, all children stay away from the bolt rack. Grandpa, I actually remember Grandpa and Dad one winter built that wood thing.
so we got a good selection of standard. But this is what we have for metric. Literally from projects that have been torn apart and maybe
some
saved
used
nuts.
stuff.
Well, I'm not complaining. I'm saying these get used a lot because we drop the bolt to the bottom of something and it's gone. Go find a nut. But we are very limited on.
So how
selection.
often though can you fix yourself up with this hodgepodge,
Quite often.
horrible looking thing? I would say 99% of the time we can always find it in this mess.
Yeah, I just wish we had a better system.
But so now, when I go down there and pick up one or two bolts, I was coming up to the mess here and
This massive selection.
looking through them all. And I finally got mad enough that I said, nope, we're going to organize the whole thing. So I yanked all the drawers out. The ones that come out, because this one don't come out no more.
It's been overpacked.
It's overfilled. Well, you know what I'm into.
Well, on the bright side, we could always go castrate something.
Right, look at that. The old hog cutting knife. Should we show them how you held them?
No,
You
we're
grabbed
not
it.
demonstrating on
Grabbed
anyone either.
the little piglet. You went, grabbed the pig by the back two legs, threw him in between your legs, and hung on, while the next guy over here, you had to be careful. You don't want to.
Slip.
Right.
So, digging further into my antifreeze leak, to my disappointment, I have found it. And I was hoping it would just be, a hose, something simple. But I think the water pump, weep hole. It's the weep hole. It's weeping. And I wouldn't be too worried except for the fact that we put 50 hours on it and it used 3 gallons or leaked 3 gallons of antifreeze. And the year before wrote in the book that we added like 5 gallons. So it's actively sitting here, not been ran for days, weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And it's just sitting leaking. So guess I'm not getting this done today.
I knew you wouldn't.
You know those 3 gallons I added to this?
I suppose just recycling it, right?
Draining. Well, I don't know. We've been adding a lot, but I am getting clean buckets, so we can reuse if we need. But it's one of them deals. Who knows when it was ever changed last? So maybe should start over. He's nodding his head. Yes, but I did order a water pump. Actually, what'd they say? $400 minus $170 core if we return it or when we return it. So I guess it isn't terrible. Doesn't hold as much as I expected. Okay, I've got the fluid drained out, and I've gotten to the belts off. We gotta take the air conditioner compressor off, take this bracket off that holds that on. These are the heater hoses, got those off already. I'm hoping that when we take this all loose, we can just tip this to the side somewhere over here. And then I'm not sure, I can't see on how the actual pump comes off, but I know for a fact that this is bolted to the pump, so this has to all come apart. Unfortunately, me and Dad have to go. We have a funeral that we have to, or a visitation we have to attend, so we are going to be taken off, and this project, I won't have parts for about 3 days. Kind of disappointing. I really had hopes on getting this out up here today, which if I didn't have to do a water pump, it probably would be possible, but not the case, I guess. On the other side of the shop, the more bright lit shop, can't believe we used to work in there and thought that was bright.
The healthy side.
Well, I'm on the healthy side now.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, so I'll leave you with them. You can tell them how you're gonna do another water pump. This one needs a water pump, which we've done in the past, and also looks like you need what?
Hood risers.
I gotta go visitation, so
Okay.
I'm outie.
What are you doing, Brody?
Well, you see, we can't get to the crane. Well, we can, but here we are.
So we're doing hood risers, as previously stated, and we needed a way to hold the hood up. We use this, because why not?
It was sitting right here.
Yeah. So, yeah, now the hood's going to be held up, and I can try to take off the old ones, put the new ones on, and look really cool with this headlamp doing it.
You got pressure on it? Doesn't really feel like it.
As long as this don't bend and break.
Looks good.
Yeah, you look pretty good right there.
Oh, okay. Welcome to inside the hood. So this is where it connects to on the top. I'm gonna replace the little. Oops, there we go. That's where it connects to on the top. I'm gonna replace that. I've lost the wrench. Oh, it's in my pocket. Can you guys see?
Oh, that's too tight.
Yeah, you know it'd be nice if I had the right size wrench.
Here you go.
Thank you. The other day I fell off the track when I was with Chet.
We should build like little steps, and then
I think since I'm over 4 feet, I need to be harnessed. Okay, the hood will now hold itself up. Actually, quite simple. It did take like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I stopped for lunch. But the struts, the hood lift cylinders, whatever they are called, have been replaced. Now I believe we are going to work on something that Chet was doing to the dozer. Well, here it is. Thought new parts are supposed to be shiny. I think this one sat on the shelf for a while. I've got to drain the coolant. This quad has not had its coolant replaced in a long time. So I think we are going to plan on just draining it completely and putting fresh John Deere coolant in it. We want to use John Deere because we have bulk storage of it, and it's a lot easier. Most stuff on this farm is John Deere coolant. To have everything Deere coolant just makes it a lot easier when it comes to topping them off throughout the season. When it's busy, you know, you can basically grab one jug and it'll fill any coolant reservoir. I should be careful saying that because some of the newer equipment that is not Deere might require non-Deere coolant, like case coolant. But we're gonna put Deere coolant in here.
it's a case tractor. Makes sense.
Bulk storage. Brody's not. He's just gonna keep washing while I do all the work.
Don't even? Draining
It's working, huh?
slowly.
Go to the top and put air in it.
What did you just do?
Nothing.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Is there something missing off the truck now?
The mirror's still there. You know, I was pressure washing right here trying to get the bugs off. It fell out. And it landed right there. Quality.
Yeah, replace the engine, lose a mirror.
So is that
the way the world turns.
Is that true? 7 years of bad luck now?
Yeah,
Is that actually true?
yeah, it's not gonna be a good first year. 2025 is tomorrow. I can get rid of this. Now I suppose my bucket, so it's not overflowing. All right, this is about 10 gallons that I've taken out of it. We got a drum here that we dump our used coolant in. Pretty much the only other thing that's in here is a silver bullet, but the goal is you could use this then to winterize sprayers or any other piece of equipment instead of us just getting rid of this coolant. It still has some use, just don't want to run it through an engine anymore. 10 gallons, we're still draining. I do have the water pump loose. Just noticed a leak. Where's that coming from? Is that coming from the loose water pump? It's coming from my hose, not really being sealed onto the petcock. But yes, water pump is right there. Got the belt off. Bolts are loose. Not sure how easy the actual pump will come out of there. I also don't want to take it out when there's still a ton of coolant. And I don't know if 10 gallons is enough. No idea how much these hold. It's slowly coming out. So we wait. Okay, it holds 18.5 gallons. I'm at 10. And as far as the book says, this is where I'm supposed to drain it. Even though the little tank on the side of the tractor has not gone down at all. So we'll just keep draining. Old one's out. It made a massive mess when I pulled it out. And the new one is in. Just needs to be tightened.
You want to know what I never want to do again? Is in one day have 2 different videos working with 2 different cameras, and I don't know which one I've been talking to.
We
But
got the right one here?
I think so. This is the one you were using while working on this machine. So I have no idea what you've talked about.
That was last year.
last year.
Last year.
It was.
It was. Happy New Year.
Oh, that scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
So you got the water pump in today. No, yesterday. Today you put coolant in and done bogey wheels while we've been working on the other video, which you've also been involved in.
So now we're
Gonna start it for the first time.
and we got a leak underneath that we got to verify. Where
Yes.
it's coming from. But
So-
yes, I will see if this thing spins or maybe it comes seized up.
We did choose to run this fan leaking oil. If you talked about that at all, this one is
No.
leaking oil out of the fan motor also, but it isn't as bad as the other one, and we're hoping to go one more year with it. Not.
Maybe I did talk about it a little bit, but again, this was last year, it's a long time ago. So I don't remember.
No yelling yet. That flashlight.
No, it was getting close.
Well, that's good. Okay, so this leak that I think we have, or I know we have, I think is related to maybe something to do with a track tensioning hose. That either gets tensioned through the steering or through an SUV. One of the two, I'm not sure, but we're trying to verify now that it's washed off which one is leaking. I have a good idea, but we just wanted to double check. We also replaced the steering cylinder hoses on this, so I can feel there's air in the system. Really jerky, actually. Well, it should be leaking by now. I can't tell you exactly what I did because I did everything the whole time the same.
Well, whatever happened from when I got out to move that charger to got back in, she broke loose.
Is it the one we were speculating?
Yeah.
Hey, Ray. How are you? Yeah. She hates the pit. She hates it. So, it's the last day with the Swede. Unfortunately, very well could be the last day.
Yeah, like forever. Time will tell. It could get bad. Hopefully I don't die in Mexico.
So he's going to Mexico, like not as like a tropical vacation as which most go to Mexico for from the U.S. He's going hunting in Mexico, like in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Guided by the cartel.
Well, who knows? South of Arizona, 4 hours. And try to shoot a mule deer.
Oh, it's only that far?
It's far enough into Mexico. They said the city right across the border is the worst, so if we make it through that, we should be good.
You're driving?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And I think we're even driving our vehicle. So big old Minnesota license plate.
Have you ever drove in Mexico?
No.
What vehicle you drive?
I've been in an accident in Mexico, but I wasn't driving.
They like the nice vehicles.
I mean, it's 2019 3/4 tons, so Yeah, I'm sure we won't be coming back with a truck. Hopefully come back with our lives.
Well, we do wish you the best and hope you come back in one piece with all
Worst-
limbs and fingers.
Worst case scenario, the permit we got to get the guns into Mexico doesn't work, and then I have to go to jail for 5 years in Mexico.
And I heard their deer are smaller than ours.
Body wise. So you got a crop plan? You know what to raise on my acres next year?
I got a crop plan. So we'll get her done.
Where would you like the funds? Well, you're going to lose money, so who has to pay the rest to the farming operation?
Thank you.
How many people you want on the tracking team when you go missing?
It might not be worth it. Just stay out of Mexico. If we don't make it back, just stay out.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You only got scammed one time out of the deal.
Yes. Thought we lost thousands of dollars, but we're okay now. So it's really trustworthy people down there. Actually, that guy was in the U.S.
How many years has this been in the making? A year and a half, I think.
Yeah. All right, so I'm leaving. I'm gonna go drop Ray off. Good luck, boys.
Good luck. Are we ready?
The day has come to take out what the new and improved I call junk is. So, oh, he getting worried. So this is an aluminum radiator,
Which, can you see how plugged this is?
and I just cleaned this one out this fall. What, halfway through
I
corn
don't think
harvest?
you did a very good job.
I done a very good job. I had it all tore apart. Spent a good 2 hours in the heat of the battle. The front coolers were pulled forward. I was very happy that I done a good job, and now it looks like I've never done anything.
Well, nonetheless, this one's coming out because the top is plastic and it cracked at some point.
Right, and Eric done a mighty fine job of, what's it called, JB welding? Look at that job. But after we done that, we found out that they make a JB weld that's for what? Water?
Water.
Water weld? I think it's
think
called
so.
water weld.
Don't ask why we know that.
I can't believe it didn't blow the motor up.
And-
Not that it heats all the time, but it definitely runs hotter than it
I
should.
thought we were getting a more...
Well, this is the new one, which they call this one, what do they call it?
I don't know. You've done all the research.
Brody, I just went to the office and looked it up. Copper and brass. Copper and brass. So you can
I
see
thought
right
that
through.
this was supposed to be more
Wider?
like a tractor, which it is not. I don't think any.
I think it is.
A little bit maybe, but nonetheless, it's very disheartening about how these new trucks. We went to the new trucks thinking they'd be smoother, quieter, which they are, but they are so much less reliable. And shouldn't brag about the 379s, the old ones with the motor overhauls. That's
I
not
never
reliable.
power wash them radiators out
No.
in the heat of battle, though.
Maybe hardly ever because their fins are so far apart.
Smash it right down on top of the new one.
You're quitting?
I'm done.
You're done on it.
I'm giving it up.
Sounds okay with me. What a mess. Oof, what a mess. We have got to get this done tomorrow or we'll never remember where all these bolts go.
It's true.
There's no joke about that. There's a lot of little bolts. All right, guys, we're obviously into a project. Make sure to subscribe. I'm looking on the other side of this camera at our new combine. That video will be coming out next. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stop in for the next video.